Hello everyone, I have no idea where the update is. It was supposed to pop today, but technically they still have 24 hours, so maybe by the time I wake up tomorrow, I'll be seeing it and can hopefully grind it. But I figured because we're waiting on that and we have the Fallen Abala skin, what a better opportunity to go through an Abala guide, because I feel like a lot of people just know Abala for the Provoke and really don't know anything else about him. So we're gonna run through it real quick so I can get a little more informed and you can get a little more informed. So the big one we all know is gonna be Giant Strike, and this is gonna be the one that causes the Provoke. Provoke pretty much means that the enemy will only be able to hit Abala there, or if it's a situation there's other Provokes out there, whoever does the Provoke, the Provokee will attack the Provoker, if that makes sense. And at level 4, this is going to be doing 190% of Abala's attack and lasting for 2 turns. Now, this is a debuff. Debuffs can be removed, so keep that in mind if you are going up against Abala. I find because of this Provoke ability, a lot of times people are using this in-game when going up against Kion, and obviously the biggest use for Abala that anybody ever knows is going to be the Cave of Abyss, because it just works so great against the bosses. Now the passive skill, World Tree Blessing, is going to be throwing a shield on the hero with the lowest HP at Abala's attack by 130%. And they'll be starting at round 2 and then every 2 rounds, so 2, 4, 6, 8, and so on. But this is something that can be pretty useful there, especially when you find yourself taking some big hits, you have those squishy heroes around. This is a nice little feature to have. That will last for 2 turns, but the big thing I want you to keep an eye on is Abala's attack times 130%. Now the passive skill, Constricting Roots, will allow whoever's provoked to do less damage to Abala there. It shows a reduction by 55%. I don't really feel like crunching the numbers and know if that's going to be 45% of the attack done by the hero that's attacking Abala, or if it's just 55%. Sometimes the translation gets lost in these things, but 45, 55% still pretty close. But this is a nice little feature. It also comes with 50 energy to Abala, figure 100 energy to pop this active. This is a great way to make sure that active is getting a head start of everybody else and really making sure that damage dealer is getting taken care of. Now this one here, I actually think that a lot of people don't even know about that. And that's going to be Thick Skin, comes with physical resistance, penetration, and then every round you're going to be getting an additional 8% defense. This is going to stack up to 5 times, so after 5 rounds, 40% extra defense for Abala. And this is a great one when you have heroes or dealers that are scaling as time goes by. This is a nice little counter for it too. Now the Awakened skill, Ancient Mystery, is going to be Abala healing himself every time that he attacks. And that's going to be 40% of the damage dealt by Abala. It can stack 5% every single round, 55% is the starting point, and 75% is the ending point. So with all that being said about these skill sets, a lot of people might not actually agree with me on this here. I mean, for the runes themselves, I'm actually running a defense rune right now, but ideally, in my opinion, Abala is going to work best with having an onslaught rune put on him. The active skill already does a good chunk of damage, so having additional attack is going to help that. The World Tree Blessing that throws those shields out there, those are going to be based by your attack, so having onslaught on that's only going to help out too. And the Awakened skill we just talked about is going to be based by the damage dealt, so the more attack that you have is going to end up being the more you heal yourself. But that's just my thought process on it. If I was sitting on 50 onslaught runes, I'd throw one on Abala, but fortunately, I don't have that many, and defense always is a good option too. Even Rune of Life or even building physical resistance is a nice way to go. Now the Engraving isn't anything that really fancies me too much. Pretty much when an enemy dies, you're going to be getting an additional 10% attack. And it doesn't really specify if this is stacking, if you have all 4 of your allies die, if that's going to be an extra 40%. I'm not really a fan of this because obviously with Abala, you don't want your allies to die. Eventually, when you get this to level 20, it's going to give you a chance to provoke the enemy that killed the hero that died. But once again, it doesn't really seem like a good percentage on it. And really, I don't want to have anybody die. If I want anybody to die, I want it to be Abala first. But with that being said, still an amazing hero. If you're not using this, at least try to get it up to 8 stars to get that Awakened skill unlocked. And even if you don't have it at 8 stars, you should still be trying to use this inside the Abyss, even if you're still only sitting at 5 stars. But if you guys want a head start of what's coming in this update here that we were supposed to get today, take a look at this video right here. Thanks for watching, and remember, I pick my butt.